How much does this damage a company like you, who is a sole EV car manufacturer?
Oh, actually, it's a good news for us. You know, first of all, we are relieved.
Are you just putting a positive spin on something negative?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is very positive for us because finally we have the certainty now. A lot of our customer doesn't know how much the incentive will be. For the company, from day one, when we found the company early 2015, we told all the engineers we need to put a product in the market that even without any incentives, without any subsidies, the people are willing to buy it. The reason why it's a good news for WM Motors, there's a huge amount of users every year buying the low-cost, poor quality product in the market, and simply because of the incentives, simply because of the subsidies. And then when this was taken out, the potential customer were looking up, and then they were looking at WM Motors, EX5 or more product coming. On the other hand, as you probably know, all the subsidy, the government will not give back to the company for those cash for a certain period of time, 18 months, 2 years. So for us, it is actually a relief for our cash management.
But it still provided an incentive for people to buy your vehicles, and with that incentive gone, they'll have to look elsewhere, surely?
Not really, because again, about millions customer right now is looking into the low cost. They buying the car simply, they got 70,000, 50,000 incentives directly. And then for us, those people need to looking up our product and then buying the product, not because of incentives itself, but the product quality and the customer experience. Okay. So of course, it's a better opportunity for us.
Tell me, how is then the space, the electric vehicle market in China evolving? It is a stated aim by the government to get as many EVs on the roads as possible. Where are we with that, and how does WM Motors shift the whole demand and the market situation?
As you know, China sold about 26 million passenger cars every year. Last year, the growth for electric vehicles is huge, but it's still only 1.2 million. And this year, without those incentives, we believe the vehicle will be, the electric vehicle will be sold about 1.8 million or even more. So the market potential is huge. And then a lot of customers buying the today electric vehicle because of incentives, but future, the people will looking into the product itself, customer experience, and the growth rate will be huge. And the passenger car market, 26 million itself will grow. The percentage for electric vehicle will grow dramatically, much huge. So again, I think this is good news for us.
What's the biggest challenge for you in doing business there and selling your vehicles? Is it going away from incentives, etc., but is the infrastructure there? That's the point, away from the bigger cities.
Yes, the government actually saying they're cutting incentives, cutting subsidies, but they encourage to invest more in the charging station, which is another good news. If you look in the whole policy they just published 2 days ago, there's one sentence saying they will encourage and they put in the money or incentives into this charging station. So for us, again, it is a good thing. Our challenge, our biggest challenge is deliver in the hundreds of Chinese cities. Last year, we're starting with Beijing, because Beijing is the largest city. It is a city with a very clear regulation and rules for electric vehicles. So our team saying we should get Beijing first, because if you get Beijing, that means you are very competitive, and then you can copy to the other cities. So only 2 months last year, Beijing would become #1 in the sectors. So we are the leading electric vehicle deliver company in Beijing since last year. And then the challenge would be how we're going to copy that model into hundreds of Chinese cities. As we speak today, we're deliver about 50 cities. And then we hope we can start deliver over 100 before end of the year. So how are we going to do that? It's going to be a big challenge for us.
Okay, Freeman, what I want to get to is, what is the inflection point? At what point do people look at electric vehicles equivalently to, let's say, petrol or diesel vehicles, or in fact start preferring electric vehicles to the other type?
It depends on where you live in. I think if you live in Tier 1 cities like Beijing, Shanghai, I would say since the license plates limitation, very high chance you have to go to electric vehicles. So the turning point already there. For Tier 4, Tier 5 cities, it probably take some time. I would expect about 2-3 years. And then people realize driving the electric vehicle, especially the Connect electric vehicle, the experience is very good, better.
Freeman, we haven't got very much time. I've got a couple more questions here as well. You had Baidu and Tencent, Baidu leading the last Series C funding here. What did they bring? What does technology from them bring to you?
Baidu lead round C finance in us. We have been working with Baidu for autonomy drive last few years, and yesterday we just announced a real full range level 2 in our product. In our product, we start deliver APOs. A lot of people start talking about autonomy drive, but most of them are still in the prototype level. But we are actually in a real product, and since April with the full level 2. And then that's one of the projects.
Was it easy raising that money?
Yes, because again, people still looking for who's going to be a biggest EV company in China. I think we had the potential to do that.
The biggest, but not necessarily the best. What is your USP, very quickly, and when will you make your unique selling point, and when will you be profitable, and when will you come to the market? All in 20 seconds.
We have a very good plan for the business plan. But at this moment, we are focused on delivering more products. And our product, it's a pure electric vehicle and smart technology, including the human-machine interface, including autonomy drive, is one of the best in the market right now. And most importantly, we're targeting the mass market, meaning that the volume would be huge for us.
Profit when?
We are working on a business plan, but believe me, I'm a very experienced manager. The profitability is always on my high agenda.
Okay. IPO in the future?
We have no plan yet, but again, we are focused on product delivery. That's the biggest challenge we have.